The chill of the whiskey glass was the only thing keeping Liam grounded. Last night was a blur of neon lights, sharp words, and a reckless bet that had gone too far. He'd woken up in a tangled mess of unfamiliar sheets. The muscular form of Noah Reed sprawled beside him. His rival, his problem. Panic had been a cold slap. He'd grabbed his clothes and fled before the other man could stir. Now, standing in the sterile hospital corridor, that panic was curdling into something else. Dread. The call had come mid-morning. An accident, a concussion, memory loss. Noah Reed, the untouchable, infuriatingly perfect heir to the Reed empire, was in a bed with a bandaged head. A sick, selfish hope flickered in Liam's chest. Maybe this was a clean slate, a way out of the catastrophic mistake. He pushed the door open. The private room was quiet, sunlight cutting across the polished floor. Noah was propped against the pillows. The usual sharp, assessing look in his gray eyes was gone, replaced by a wide, bewildered softness. They fixed on Liam and instantly welled with tears. Husband, the word hung in the air, absurd and terrifying. Liam froze. Noah's lower lip trembled. He reached out, his movements uncharacteristically clumsy. You came back. His voice broke on a sob as he clutched at Liam's shirt. I was so scared.
I'm pregnant.
It's yours. Silence, thick and suffocating, pressed down on the room. A nurse paused in her charting. Noah's mother, an elegant woman with a stricken face, stood by the window. All their attention swung to Liam. The source of this chaos seemed oblivious, nuzzling into Liam's stiff shoulder. Honey, why are you so quiet? Say something, please? Liam's mind was a screaming blank. He managed to peel Noah's fingers away, but the other man caught his hand and pressed it firmly against the hard plane of his stomach, beneath the hospital gown. The warmth of his skin, the defined muscle underneath, was a shocking tactile memory. Fragments of the previous night assaulted him. The taste of expensive bourbon, the heat of skin, the desperate, angry friction. His cheeks burned. He yanked his hand back as if scalded. This made it worse. It made him look guilty. Noah's eyes, now spilling over, held a world of betrayed innocence. You just wanted to have your fun, didn't you? You don't want to take responsibility. A doctor cleared his throat, adjusting his glasses. Eleanor Reed seemed to shake herself from her initial shock. She moved forward, her steps precise on the linoleum. She took Noah's hand and placed it, with solemn ceremony, into Liam's unwilling palm. Liam, she said, her voice a complex mix of grief and steely resolve. Noah's well-being is in your hands now. This couldn't be happening. The logic of it was utterly derailed. Yet, the weight of the Reed family's influence was a tangible force. The offer they presented, wrapped in this bizarre tragedy, was one his own struggling company couldn't refuse. Before he could fully form a rational protest, he found himself on a plane, a legally binding marriage certificate in his briefcase, and a 6'2" amnesiac clinging to his arm. Back in his sleek, cold apartment overlooking the city, reality set in. They stood in the living room, a canyon of awkward space between them. Liam finally snapped. Noah, this has gone far enough. What is this? Some elaborate scheme to humiliate me? Men can't get pregnant. Noah blinked, confusion clouding his features. Seeing the anger on Liam's face, he looked down, brow furrowed. He let out a perfectly timed, delicate gag. The book says, expectant partners need extra consideration, he murmured, a masterclass in passive-aggressive reminder. A bitter laugh escaped Liam. I was the one who was underneath last night. If anyone's pregnant, it's me. Noah's face crumbled. The tears came in a torrent. You're shouting at me. You got what you wanted and now you're cruel. You won't even acknowledge our baby. You're a cad, a heartless rake. He dissolved into messy, shuddering sobs. Liam squeezed his eyes shut. the doctor's clinical explanation echoing. Cognitive dissonance. You are the only intimate contact his mind can latch onto. The pregnancy is a manifestation. He'd almost smirked at the revelation. Noah Reed, a virgin. The irony was vicious. Then he remembered his own inexperienced, aching body, and the smirk died. Furious, he stormed toward the master bathroom. You're in the guest room. When he emerged, skin scrubbed raw, Noah was curled on the large sectional sofa, intently studying a copy of What to Expect. He looked up, his eyes immediately going liquid. Sweetheart, the book says physical affection reduces stress for the baby. Can't I sleep with you? No. Noah's mouth turned down, a picture of dejection. Yet he stood, fetching the hairdryer. Then let me help you, at least. Liam didn't object. Service was service. But Noah was a chatterbox, his voice weaving under the dryer's roar. Honey this and our little one that. He marveled at the softness of Liam's hair, its scent. He whispered that Liam was the most beautiful person he'd ever seen, that his smile was brighter than anyone else's. Liam stayed silent, secretly recording every saccharine word on his phone. The future embarrassment would be a sweet revenge. Seeing the faint, unwilling curl of Liam's lips, Noah's whole face lit up. Darling, kiss me? Liam patted his cheek, a condescending gesture. No, he'd forgotten. This Noah didn't understand nuance. He simply cupped Liam's jaw and planted several firm, smacking kisses on his mouth. Pressed so close, Liam felt the unmistakable, hardening evidence of Noah's arousal. This bastard, he slapped his shoulder. Noah's reaction was a jolt of pure, unadulterated delight. That didn't hurt at all. Your hand is so soft. That particular part of him grew more insistent. He offered his other shoulder with a hopeful smile. This side too? Liam stared, dumbfounded. He finally leveled a stern gaze. Noah, we are rivals. Business adversaries. That means no kissing. And certainly no love. Noah looked genuinely skeptical. Adversaries sleep together? That's just an excuse. He said it with the simple logic of a child. Exhausted, Liam turned toward the bedroom. Noah trailed him, a pillow clutched to his chest. Please? I'll be good. Promise. No. Why not? Liam's hand paused on the doorknob. He looked back, his voice flat. Because I despise you. He shut the door firmly. Immediately, a high, wounded whine, like a boiling kettle, pierced the silence. What fresh hell was this? He yanked the door open. The sound ceased. Noah stood there, eyes red, biting his lip so hard it was white. He looked utterly shattered. Liam closed the door. The whine started again. After the third round, Liam's patience vaporized. Get in here. Noah bounded in, all joyful energy. I knew you loved me most. Morning arrived with a suffocating heat. Noah was coiled around him like ivy. Liam opened his eyes to find a handsome face inches from his own, breathing softly in sleep. His hand twitched with the old, ingrained reflex to shove him away. They were archenemies. They'd been compared since childhood in the halls of their New England boarding schools, and Liam had always been the lesser one, the son of the disgraced New Money family. His mother's breakdown had been a private, sprawling tragedy in their Connecticut estate. He remembered the sting of her words on a stormy night, the unfair comparison to the perfect boy next door, the Reed heir. Outdoing Noah had become his life's fuel. But Noah had always floated above it all, a serene, untouchable figure, which only fed Liam's resentment. Once, the prize for top marks was a limited-ion baseball card. Liam wanted it fiercely. He studied until his vision blurred. Noah won, effortlessly. Seeing Liam's naked want, Noah had held the card out with a bland expression. You seem to want this. Have it. Liam had knocked it from his hand. I don't collect baseball cards. The light in Noah's eyes had dimmed then, and Liam had felt a savage, ugly triumph. If he had to hate Noah, then Noah must hate him back. It was the only balance that made sense. Now, looking at the sleeping face that had haunted his competitive dreams for decades, he found his anger wouldn't ignite. He tried to slip free. Noah immediately murmured, tightening his grip, nuzzling his face into the crook of Liam's neck. "Don't go." The warm breath against his ear was too much. Liam kicked him squarely off the bed. Noah, armed with his delicate condition, became a permanent fixture. He shadowed Liam everywhere, a handsome, anxious ghost. Liam eventually escaped to the stark solitude of his downtown office. As he left, Noah's forlorn gaze followed him. He ignored it. The peace was short-lived. A frantic call came. Noah was missing. Liam found him an hour later, a tall, drenched figure hunched on a park bench in a downpour, looking like a lost giant. He wasn't crying. He just looked up, rainwater streaking his face, and offered a wobbly smile. "Sorry, I'm a bother again." He was cradling a small, carefully protected box from a famed downtown bakery. "It's your birthday. I thought, maybe cake would make you happy?" Liam stood frozen. Noah remembered, but he didn't know. Liam hated the rain. He hated his birthday. It was the anniversary of his mother's final, silent choice. The day she'd stepped off the balcony of their home after his father's final, public betrayal. He'd stood alone at her gravesite until dark, soaked and numb, only to find a younger Noah waiting under a black umbrella by his gate. Noah's face had been carefully neutral, but his eyes held that damnable pity. He'd thrust forward a bakery box. "Just checking you hadn't drowned." The clumsy kindness had been a spark to Liam's gasoline-soaked pride. He'd swatted the box into the mud. "I don't need your pity. I hate you." Now, in the same relentless rain, the same man was offering him a cake again. His tears mixing with the downpour, silent and hopeless. Liam's hand moved before his mind could stop it, closing around Noah's wet wrist. "You're still so infuriating," he heard himself say, the words rough. "Come on, let's go home." Noah's entire being brightened. He pressed the box into Liam's hands. "Try it?" Liam took a small forkful. The buttercream was rich, not too sweet. "Good?" Noah whispered. "Acceptable. Can I taste?" Before Liam could answer, Noah leaned in. His lips were soft, cool from the rain, then warm as they moved over Liam's, tasting, exploring. He pulled back with a contented sigh. "Sweet." After that, Liam brought him to the office. Noah, reassured he wouldn't be left behind, calmed. He took to cooking, filling the apartment with the smells of Liam's favorite dishes, thick steaks, truffle mac and cheese. "Honey," he asked one evening, "were we really so awful to each other? We wanted to drive each other into bankruptcy." Liam said, not looking up from his tablet. "Then why do I remember you love peppermint hot chocolate but hate cinnamon? Why do I know you get a headache if you read in the car?" Liam had no answer. Noah took his hand, pressing it over his own heart. His gaze was intense, unguarded. "Then why does it beat like this whenever I see you?" Under Liam's palm, the rhythm was strong, rapid, syncing with his own pulse. He forced indifference into his voice. "Maybe because you loathe me." Noah's voice dropped, tinged with a plea. "I won't argue. I'll be perfect. Could you like me just a little?" "No," Liam said, the old mantra automatic. "Rivals can't fall in love." Noah's smile was heartbreakingly brave. "That's okay. I'll love you enough for both of us." His affection was a constant, sunny presence, waiting by the door if Liam worked late, his face lighting up like a golden retriever's at the sight of him. A kiss was a treasure to him. And Liam, against every instinct, found himself thawing. The sharp edges of his annoyance were blurring. Even his dreams were no longer safe, filled with whispered honey and tangled limbs. Alarmed, he met his friend Chloe at a sleek cocktail bar. "What's the endgame here, Liam?" she asked, sipping her martini. "He gets his memory back, and then what?" "It's a business arrangement." Exactly, Liam said, the word tasting hollow. He scanned the room, his mind unconsciously comparing every man to Noah. This one's shoulders aren't as broad. That one's smile isn't as bright. He shifted, uncomfortable, and took another drink. The door to their private booth opened. Chloe's cousin, Leo, a rising actor with sharp cheekbones and an easy grin, walked in. He made a beeline for Liam, seamlessly displacing the model who'd been hovering nearby. "Hey there," Leo said, his voice smooth. Liam acknowledged. "You've heard of me?" Leo's eyes sparkled. "Not really. Just being polite." Leo's smile faltered slightly. Later, as Chloe was absent, Leo moved closer, suggesting a photo. Liam, his senses slowed by gin, didn't immediately pull away. The door flew open. Noah stood there, his expression a thundercloud. He strode over, pulled Liam possessively against his side. "Darling, you're so late. The baby's restless." Leo's eyes flickered between them. "This a gentleman is?" he asked innocently. Noah's gaze turned icy. He buried his face in Liam's neck. "Sweetheart, I'm craving those pickles from that boutique shop. Let's go home?" Leo looked stunned. "You're having a baby? But you're both, how?" Mortified, Liam dragged Noah out. "We have to go. Now." At home, Noah was quiet. That night, curled behind Liam in bed, Liam felt a damp heat seep through his shirt. He turned on the light. Noah was crying silently, tears streaming down his face. "What is it?" "You didn't kiss me today," he wept. "Do you like him? We need you." "It's okay. I'm your home. They're just hotels." He was trying so hard to be brave. Liam's headache pulsed. "He's just my friend's relative." It was a coincidence. "Really?" Noah's eyes were wide pools. "Prove it. Kiss me." Liam leaned in, intending a brief peck. Noah's hands came up, cradling his face, and the kiss deepened, turning hungry and desperate. Just as Liam felt himself melting into it, Noah went rigid. He broke the kiss, pulling back. His eyes, once soft and adoring, were now clear, sharp, and utterly cold. "Liam." The floor seemed to drop away. Liam masked his sudden vertigo with a smirk. "Well, look who's back. Welcome to the land of the sane, Noah." He tried to get up, to flee the sudden chill in the room. A hand clamped around his wrist. "In a hurry?" Noah's voice was a razor wrapped in silk. "Afraid you'll miss your date with that pretty boy? What's it to you?" Liam shot back. "This is a merger of convenience. Don't forget your place." Noah's lip curled. "My place is ensuring you don't embarrass our families. The thought of your mouth on mine is repulsive. I'll be scrubbing my skin raw." Fury, white-hot and blinding, erased all caution. He got to decide everything. He got to call him disgusting. Liam grabbed Noah by the collar and crushed their mouths together. Noah stiffened, then his body responded, a predatory hunger igniting in his eyes even as he tried to turn his face. "Get off. Make me," Liam taunted, swinging a leg over to straddle him. He ground down, feeling the undeniable proof of Noah's lie. Noah flushed, a portrait of outrage. "I will not repeat last night's mistake." Liam's hand slid down, gripping him firmly through the fabric. He raised an eyebrow. "Your body's a terrible liar. Read." Noah's breath hitched. "You think this is a game? I think you're all talk." In a blur of motion, Liam was on his back, pinned. Noah loomed over him, a dangerous glint in his eye. "You asked for this." The next morning, Noah was crisp and suited by the floor-to-ceiling windows. Liam felt like he'd been through a war. "About tonight," Liam began, his voice hoarse. "I have a board meeting," Noah cut him off, not turning. "My assistant will send over the divorce papers. Given the unusual circumstances, the terms will be generous." Liam's heart clenched, but he forced a flat tone. "I was gonna say I have a dinner. Don't wait up." Noah's hands stilled on his tie. "Our personal arrangements are separate from our professional ones." "Liam, you don't need my permission." The words hung there, an accidental admission. The real Noah never would have expected a report. Only the lost one did. The silence was a physical weight. Noah finally spoke, his back still turned. You should forget that fool. Sentiment is a liability in our world. Don't worry, Liam said, the old armor slamming back into place. I despise you. How could I possibly miss him? The dinner was at an opulent steakhouse. Across from him, Jacqueline Vance, a ruthless shipping magnate, swirled her wine. The harbor project is quite the puzzle, she purred. But solvable. Her foot traced a line up his calf under the table. For the right partnership. Liam swallowed his distaste with a gulp of bourbon. You want Read Global Weekend. So do I. This is mutually beneficial. She laughed, a low, throaty sound. And here I heard you two were lovebirds. How cold. To marry him just to destroy him. The rumor of their union was public. The reason behind it was not. It's a merger of assets, Liam said flatly. Nothing more. The room was too warm, the liquor too strong. The fog was creeping into his mind. Excuse me, he managed, standing on unsteady legs. In the dim hallway, a shape materialized from the shadows. He was pulled into a dark, empty private dining room. A punishing kiss stole his breath, all teeth and possession. He shoved back. Have you lost your mind? Noah's eyes glinted in the half-light. Am I interrupting? I had to see how my devoted husband was plotting my downfall with his new friend. You were following me? A fortunate coincidence. Otherwise, I'd miss the show. You think Jacqueline Vance can offer you something I can't? She's poison. A single harbor deal? I'll give you the whole damn port. But you cut her off. Now, what I want you can't give, Liam spat, trying to push past him. His phone buzzed. Jacqueline. Noah snatched it, answering. He's occupied. Permanently. He ended the call and threw the phone onto a velvet booth. We're rivals, Liam. Did you think I'd let you win? He was hauled over a shoulder, carried through a service entrance, and dumped unceremoniously onto the leather sofa in his own apartment. The fight that followed was brutal, a clash of pride and fury. Clothes torn, insults hissed between searing kisses. It was hate and need twisted into one unbearable knot. Afterward, spent and raw, Noah held him in the dark. Liam, his voice was a rough whisper against his hair. Can we just stay like this? Too exhausted to fight the warmth, the solid anchor of the body wrapped around him. Liam murmured, yeah. He woke up feverish and aching. Noah wordlessly brought water and pills. Don't go out, he commanded, his tone gruff. Scared I'll steal a client? Liam croaked. Noah's gaze swept over his flushed face. Scared you'll collapse in an alley and I'll have to identify the body. That evening's charity gala was a masterpiece of distance. They orbited the same room, separate stars in a cold constellation. Liam, still unwell, felt the room tilt. He found a quiet alcove. You look pale. Leo appeared, concern etched on his pretty face. He edged closer. He doesn't deserve you. That night at the bar, I saw the whole thing. I should have stepped in sooner. Why did you even take him home? The memory was hazy but sharp in places. The celebration after a hard-won deal. Too many shots. Seeing Noah at the bar, looking incongruous and alone. He'd watched, detached, as a woman slipped something into Noah's glass. A strange, cold curiosity had held him back. What would he look like, undone? He'd watched her lead an unsteady Noah away. In the strobe light, just before they disappeared, Noah's head had turned. His lips had formed a single, silent word. Liam. I was drunk, Liam said now, his voice distant. Too drunk. Otherwise, he would have remembered that true enemies celebrate each other's ruin. They don't feel a jolt of fear and follow them into the night. They don't get into a car and chase them, only to watch headlights veer violently into steel. They don't carry that secret guilt or nurse a hidden, terrifying hope that the dream could continue. Maybe it all started even earlier, with a lonely boy on a rainy night, shielding another from a storm of a different kind, with a kindness so pure it felt like a threat. He'd pushed it away, weaponized his own vulnerability, until "I hate you" became the only safe thing to say. It was easier than the terrifying truth. He needed to see him, but Noah was gone from the gala. So when Noah materialized in the parking garage, pinning him against his car under the flickering fluorescent light, Liam wasn't surprised. "Having fun with your admirer?" Noah's voice was venomous. "Planning our divorce already?" The old, biting retort died on Liam's tongue. He just looked at him, really looked, through the haze of fever and longing. "Well?" Noah demanded, his composure cracking. "Is that what you want?" Maybe it was the sickness, or the exhaustion from a lifetime of lying. The carefully constructed wall crumbled. Liam hooked a hand behind Noah's neck and pulled him down into a kiss. It was an answer, a surrender, a confession. Noah froze, then kissed him back with a desperate, consuming intensity. When they broke apart, breathless, his eyes were dark and searching. "Liam, do you love me?" Liam held his gaze, the words he'd rehearsed for a lifetime finally breaking free. "I despise you," he breathed, a ghost of his old smile touching his lips. "More than anyone. And I am hopelessly, completely in love with you." The kiss that followed was a battle and a benediction, tasted of copper and forgiveness. Later, after Liam had finally confronted the decaying shell of his father's legacy in the old, grim mansion, after he'd laid out the final, ruinous terms, he walked back into the chilly night. Noah's car was still there, a shadow within shadows. He got in. The familiar scent of sandalwood and clean cotton enveloped him. The tension of the last decade bled from his shoulders, leaving him trembling. In that moment, he wanted to confess everything. The plans, the traps he'd set, the fear of dragging Noah into his ugly war. But the fever and the emotional tsunami overwhelmed him. The world faded to black, with only the certainty of Noah's arms around him. He dreamed. He dreamed he clung to Noah, crying, kissing him, babbling truths he'd locked away. He made Noah call him darling and love and promise forever. And in the dream, Noah did, his voice endlessly patient, endlessly loving. He woke to the smell of antiseptic and sunshine. A nurse smiled. "Your husband is wonderful. He held you all night just talking to you. He only left to get you some proper food." Mortification flooded him. It wasn't a dream. Noah chose that moment to enter, carrying a thermos. Their eyes met. Liam wanted to vanish into the pillows. Noah's lips quirked. "Darling, why are you hiding?" A pillow was flung at his head. "Stop that. What should I call you then? Sweetheart? My love? Dearest heart?" "Noah, I swear to God." Noah caught his flailing hands, gathering him carefully into an embrace. "You think I don't know? After your sleepy confession? You're stuck with me." Liam hid his face in Noah's chest, his voice small. "You can't be involved. What I'm doing, it's ugly. I don't want to use you. I want to deserve you." Noah went still, then pressed a kiss to his hair. "Use me. I don't care. We're a team. I need to do this myself. I can't let this become another transaction." He'd spent so long believing help always had a price tag. With Noah, he wanted something pristine, something real. Noah pulled back, his eyes serious. "Liam, look at me." He did. "No one helps for no reason," Noah said softly, echoing Liam's own deepest fear. "Unless they're in love. Unless they're so far gone, there is no world without you in it. That's me. I am yours. Completely." He kissed him, slow and deep, pouring every unspoken promise into it. Now he murmured against his lips, a playful glint returning. "Anything else to declare?" Liam smiled, the first real, unguarded smile in years. "I really, really hate you." He kissed him again. "And I am irrevocably in love with you." Later, tangled in their own sheets, Noah would think his heart might burst from it. From the honesty, from the feel of Liam, finally his in every way. His phone would buzz with confirmation. The final move against the decaying empire that had hurt his love was in motion. He'd look down at the man sleeping peacefully in his arms, his features soft in the moonlight, and press the gentlest of kisses to his temple. "I'm here," he'd whisper into the quiet dark, a vow for all their tomorrows. "I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here with you."